Welcome to Popcorn Daydream. Today I'm taking a moment to remember someone who was a familiar face to so many of us who grew up in the 1970s and 1980s. Wink Martindale. Wink was one of the most well known game show hosts in television history. Wink's real name was Winston Conrad Martindale, and he was born back in 1933 in Jackson, Tennessee, and got his start in radio when he was just a teenager. On the night of July 10th, 1954, Wink was showing some friends around the WHBQ studio, the studio where he worked, when he noticed that fellow DJ Dewey Phillips was getting a huge response from listeners after playing a new record called That's All Right from a then unknown Elvis Presley. Dewey wanted to interview Elvis live, so Wink picked up the phone and tried to call him. Elvis's mom, Gladys, answered and told Wink that Elvis had gone to see a movie. And when his parents found out that the station wanted to interview him, they went to the movie theater and found Elvis sitting all by himself, and they gathered him up and they took him to the radio station, where Dewey interviewed him without telling Elvis that they were live on the air. Elvis thought they were just having a talk. And Elvis later said that that was a good thing because he would have been too nervous to speak otherwise. So Wink was there at the beginning of Elvis's career, and they would go on to be lifelong friends. And Wink actually had a top 10 record of his own. His rendition of the spoken word song Deck of Cards went to number 7 on the Billboard charts and sold over 1 million copies in 1959. But for most of us, we know Wink from his game show days. In the 1970s and 1980s, he was very familiar, hosting games like Gambit, Tic-Tac-Dough, and High Rollers. He was charming and calm, but he also had this right amount of excitement to keep the game moving, and he had that incredible voice. He also created and produced game shows like Headline Chasers and Bumper Stumpers, all while holding on to his roots in radio, hosting programs like The History of Rock and Roll and the 100 Greatest Christmas Hits of All Time. Wink Martindale passed away on April 15th, 2025, after a battle with lymphoma. His wife, Sandy, was by his side, who he had been married to for nearly 50 years. Wink was 91 years old. If you have a favorite Wink Martindale memory, please leave it in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.